because we do a lot of talking and nothing is implemented. I've had submissions from my friends. The last one is, you're a king. There are things I hear and I laugh. And I've had friends saying they want special representatives in the parliament, right? That won't help you. Banyarwanda, we have 102 MPs in the parliament. 102. But they're exclusively quiet. Someone who is helping us, fighting for our rights, he's an MP from Chiboga in Uganda. So even if you are given 200 MPs in the parliament, forget it, won't happen. Malcolm X, there is a statement he made, there's what they call a house nigger and a house nigger and a farm nigger. A house nigger, he's always there praising the king and his master. A farm nigger is always complaining. The moment Ugandans are appointed to big portfolios, they tend to forget their own. So my brother, about having representatives in parliament, call me, I will tell you what we are going through. My name is Frank Gashumba. I was born and raised in Masaka, Villa Maria, a small village called Villa Maria. My grandparents migrated from a small country called Rwanda in 1922. They ended up settling in Masaka. Both my parents are buried in Masaka. My father too was buried in Masaka. Basically, I'm a Ugandan 100%. But the discrimination in this country is unbelievable. Someone mentioned it. During elections, you are allowed to vote. And trust me, such events are coming because they are preparing your mind to go and vote. After voting, during elections, you are Ugandans. After elections, you cease to be Ugandans. You are not alone. There is no ethnic group in Uganda that is being discriminated in Uganda like Banyarwanda. Unfortunately, the public thinks Banyarwanda are there enjoying. There's a gentleman who has been calling me to come here, I think for the last 3-4 days. He even called me, I think, twice this morning. I had refused it. Because I know the solution is not here. Stand up and fight for your rights. Period. Period. And my brothers, the leaders of Equal Opportunities Commission, you Ugandans, when I hear calling ourselves Basoga, Baganda, Banyankole, it beats my understanding. 21st century, 62 years after independence, 40 years of NRM, and we still look at ourselves based on where we hail from. It disturbs me. The framers of the 1995 Constitution, I don't know why they included that word ethnic group. They are hiding a tribe, but they are meaning a tribe. We don't need it. We should be looked at like Ugandans. Now I've heard you guys saying we need special funds for blah, blah, blah. Why? Why are you so special? What we need is a national ID and we compete. Period. Banyarwanda don't need favors in Uganda. We need national IDs and we compete. I had one requesting that I want to meet the speaker. My God. You can meet her, but don't expect much from her. I don't know how many times I've met the president of Uganda on the issues of Banyarwanda. I've met each and every person. People that run this country. Do you know what they will say? That is something small. But the moment you are denied the national ID, you are economically crippled. Without a national ID, you can't open up an account in the bank. You can't have a SIM card in your name. You cannot even transfer land into your name. These government universities now, without a national ID, they can't allow you in a university. But our people are being denied the national IDs day in, day out. What time are we closing? At 2? What time? You can't invite me here and you think I will speak for 2 minutes. Yes, these are every day at our office, Council for Bavandimwe, we receive between 1 to 5 Ugandans who have been denied passports. And they don't even know where country Rwanda is. But they are being denied national IDs because their names are Mutesi, Mutoni, because such names also exist in Rwanda. The last meeting we had with the president of Uganda, we agreed. There were tensions between Rwanda and Uganda, and we agreed. If one of us is applying for a passport, let him produce documents from LC1 up to LC5. Our people go to where they hail from, a letter from LC1, LC2, GISO, DISO, RDC, even the area MP, recommending that such a person, he's a Ugandan, blah, blah, blah. And some small gods at the immigration, they say, you are not a Ugandan. Can you imagine? And the option is very simple. Go and naturalize, buy citizenship in your country. Because some of our people are so desperate, they resort into going into naturalization. It's done online. The moment you feel there's where you reach and you are told that mention your name of, mention your country of origin. The moment they click Uganda, it brings up Rwanda. The moment he clicks Rwanda, he's told, we need a letter from the government of Rwanda certifying that you're a citizen of what? Of Rwanda. But the person they are telling to bring a letter from Rwanda, he hails from Kalungu, from Kakutu, from Chamulibwa. So my brothers and sisters, these are serious matters. These are serious matters. And you should not take them lightly. Many of you, the US elections, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Kamala Harris, both her parents migrated. One migrated from Jamaica, another one I think from Afghanistan. Pakistan, I think. India. And she's standing for the biggest office in the US. And in Uganda, we still look at ourselves based on where we hail from. We are not, and there are tribes in Uganda that have become so strong they think they can determine who is a Ugandan and who is not a Ugandan. And we are all peasants where we hail from. We are all peasants. So let's take this matter seriously. And my brothers from media houses, sometimes I'm not happy with what you guys do. Recently, there is a media house that did a documentary that was totally false. So I'm appealing to you. Stand up and be counted. Raise up your voice. And I heard you once say that in our culture, our lives thrive on fishing. I heard one say that. There must be laws. Because you are from Busoga, you won't break the laws of Lake Victoria. The laws must be universal. You get it? Finally. How many women MPs do we have in Parliament? They're like 120? 147. When do you hear our women MPs raising the concerns of women? So stop saying we need MPs in Parliament. Youth MPs, how many do we have? Many. But when do you hear their voice? What we've decided as Council for Bavandimwe, we are going to the Constitutional Court. Let the Constitutional Court pronounce itself on this. Because the 1995 Constitution says you can only be a Ugandan if your grandparents were in Uganda by the 2nd of February 1926. That's what they say. You can be an Banyarwanda among the 63 ethnic groups. But to be an ethnic group in Uganda, that ethnic group must have existed in Uganda before February 1926. Now, these gods at the immigration, they talk of an ethnic group, not a family. Now, these gods at the immigration, they change it. When a Munyarwanda is applying for a passport, he is told, prove with documents that your grandparents were in Uganda before 1926. I bet my hand, even Museveni himself, he cannot not produce such documents. Nobody in Uganda, apart from the Balangir of Uganda, of Bunyoro, and Busoga. You get it? Our people are being told to go and take photographs on Mumanya Malalo to prove that they were Ugandans. So this is something very serious. And I would love to get your contacts so that we fight this battle. We are Ugandans like a Baganda. A Muganda is not told to bring letters from LC1 to LC5. It only applies to us. Why to us? We are like Banyankole. And by the way, if you guys don't know, there is only one ethnic group that has lived in Uganda forever. They are called the Pokotis. All of us migrated to Uganda. Baganda came from Cameroon, if you don't know. Yes, from Cameroon. These are facts. These are facts. We are all immigrants to this country. So we should be treated equally. But this is Bachiga, you see. Bachiga Banyarwanda. I want to mention where Banyankole came from.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
You know. Mama, I will tell you. So, thank you so much for organizing such an amazing event. But please, take these submissions seriously. Seriously. I would request for your contacts. If you are willing to join us, we are going to the Constitutional Court next week. We want the Constitutional Court to pronounce itself. Because if it goes the way it is, trust me, we are headed to a disaster. Thank you so much. No African was represented in that conference, and they demarcated Africa. They were how they wanted. There is a case in Kisoro that is so surprising. When they were demarcating Kisoro and Rwanda, you know, Africans, they were so, one would have 6 wives. So what they did, when they were demarcating Rwanda and Uganda, one house was put in Rwanda, and another house was put in Uganda. So this old man at night would cross to Rwanda. There's another case. A pit Latin was left in Rwanda and a home in Uganda. You get it? That's one group. Then there's another group, the economic immigrants. I belong to the economic immigrants. My grandparents came to Uganda purely kuba cheyo. You get it? Then there's another group, the Kagame, the Rwejema group. They migrated to Uganda because of the political crisis that was in Rwanda. That's the group that invaded Rwanda under RPF. So all the refugees that were in Uganda left Uganda and went back to Rwanda. So every Munyarwanda you see in Uganda, he's a Ugandan. Are we together? Those 3 groups. Now, when you say you are Munyarwanda, that one belongs to where? To Rwanda. And these gods at migration, they are so weird. They just look at you and your name and they say, you are Rwandan and go back to Rwanda. By the way, beyond the Constitutional Court, we have another option. If this matter of Banyarwanda is not solved, trust me, prepare yourself for M23 in Uganda. Yes, all options are not ruled out. By the way, if we want us to go back to Rwanda, we should go back with our land. We should go back with what? With our land. That's what Nyerere said in Congo. How? Congolese were saying, Banyamulenge are not Congolese. And Nyerere explained it very well. These borders were cut in Berlin, Germany. If we are saying Banyamulenge should go back to Rwanda, I said, fine, let them go back to Rwanda with their land. Period. Because these are simple matters. Mama, you're a senior citizen here. And I know you know it. It's on record. Ugandans ladies who are pregnant fly to the US to deliver from the US. Am I telling a lie? The moment you fly to the US, even if you deliver on a plane and your last destination was Washington, that young girl or younger boy automatically becomes a US citizen. And many of these top guns in the government, their grandchildren are delivered from the US. I know these generals in Kampala. You get it? But Gashumba, born in Villa Maria, where civilization started from, and you are telling him he's not what? A Ugandan. We are going to the Constitutional Court, and there's another option. Because stand up and fight for your rights, period. Thank you.